Welcome to Going Beyond, and thank you so much for joining us here today. Lots of us dream of writing a book, and then, of course, you go on that eternal hunt for a good publisher. It all happens, but my guest here today is G.Olivannan Gopalakrishnan, and he belongs and owns the Emerald Publishing House. And I think that he's going to enlighten me on lots of the queries that I have about publishing. Thank you so much, Oli, for coming here today. I appreciate your time. I'm thinking, if one is thinking of writing a book, should you go to a publisher? Should you find a publisher? Can you self-publish? What is your immediate advice?
Yes, today you have multiple choices.
Yes.
There were times only you had to go only to a publisher. But today you can self-publish. There are so many online publishing, tools are available where you just upload and within few minutes your book is published and reaches to the world community.
Right.
But the role of a publisher is still relevant and is very, very important.
Tell me why you say that.
It is like a big ocean. The online is ocean. You today bring out a book and publish there. How many of them would reach? Probably your close circles, you'll send a WhatsApp message.
Yes, your friends and relations.
Yes, publisher has got a big role because the reputation. So people always go and look out for the publisher's website and see what are the books available. Publisher has got his own mechanism to promote the book. More so, there are quite a number of exhibitions are happening and big stores are happening. For an individual to go and keep a printed book there is not that easy. So the bookstores will only source from publishers or distributors. Distributors also will be hesitant to buy from an individual publisher because for them it's not that easy to maintain an account, scores of people. So publisher is always best bet for any writer to reach out to the world.
Right. Now, you have been in the publishing business. Your father was there and he started this. So you have been around. Emerald has been around for 42 years. Have I got the right number of years?
Yes.
So 42 years. What have you seen? Have you seen many changes happen in all of this time?
Definitely, Jennifer. There's quite a number of changes. Printing, if you take, in those days, I still remember it will take months to bring out a book. My father started his career with the University of Madras, but quickly he moved on to a publishing company, a 𝗵𝗪𝗔 & Sons, a UK-based publishing company. They had their office in India. So he was working for a British company. I remember in those days when they bring out a book, we used to do the letterpress. The letterpress is the traditional form where each letter is composed. And it's a very tedious process. And we take out a galley printout. And my father, 9 or 10, 11-year-old boy, I used to sit in front of him and read. He'll ask me to read. So that he will correct it in the galley proof. So when I
What is galley proof?
Galley is in those years.
Okay.
It's not page actually.
Okay.
It's a running matter. Completely it will be running. You don't see any pages. Suppose 200 pages book, it will run like one full galley.
Okay.
So all that you need to do is read it. So that's where I found interesting. We heard a lot of English news on radio, all that. So I try to imitate. Then he will say that's not the way you should read. You should read word by word. Only then I would check spelling here. So he taught me the proof corrections. That was the time. The early 80s, then it moved on to electronic typewriters and different form. Mid 80s, it moved on to the personal computers. We are one of the earliest people to adopt the technology, and we saw a dramatic change in book production. Within 2 weeks, we were able to completely typeset a book and make it ready, so which was not possible, in the late 80s or early 80s.
Right. The authors must love this very quick turnaround, isn't it?
Very much, because you can do corrections instantaneously. Those days, it is not that. But of course, the person will start doing letter by letter, so corrections will also be there. But this is not only corrections. When it comes to editing, it becomes very easier.
Oh, okay.
See, in those earlier times, when you submit your manuscript, it should be perfectly edited. But when once this electronic media came, it becomes very easy. You can say, can we change this sentence? Can we remove this? So all that was, this is what I'm talking about. The technology, printing aspects have changed.
Right.
Then today we see, this is a different world today. With your mobile phone on your hand, you can read and convert it into text and make a book and publish it.
But somehow that doesn't seem quite as interesting as it does, or perhaps I'm a little over the hill as I say that, but to have something in my hands, I feel that that's a lovely way to go forward and a relaxing way of doing it.
This is, we also have been talking at different forums, the same thing what you said. But we have to embrace changes.
Absolutely.
So the new generation, if we all, come together and make it a very strong movement, this may be the last generation using the book.
Really?
Yeah, so we see big book. See the other things okay when horse cart was replaced by automobiles, it was acceptable.
Yes.
There are so many things. The traditional telephones replaced by smartphones, acceptable. But when we say book, it is different, because when you, as in our casual conversation before this, you're saying when you read through online, you only read word by word, and you don't get the image of it. But when you read it in a book, it is like I'm sitting and talking to you, then talking to you over a video call. Video call is also same.
Yes.
But sitting in front of you gives me a different feeling.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes.
So, now the advanced countries, they've realized that book reading should be must. Somebody, when I met a publisher in Frankfurt Book Fair, in Poland, what they do when any new child born, government sends immediately a gift hamper which contains only books for the child.
How wonderful, to every child born.
Every child. I said, how do they trace? They said that is mandatory, like how the vaccination, they should immediately inform the government. Immediately they send a gift hamper.
What a great way to cultivate reading. So let me then ask you the next logical question. Are people still reading books?
People, if you ask me, people reading, yes. The per capita consumption of reading has gone up.
Gone up?
Yes, we read quite a lot. But are they reading books is a big question mark. If you ask me, no. They read a lot. See,
what do you mean then by that?
I use my phone and keep reading.
Reading. Okay, you're making
format
the word.
Has changed.
Yeah, reading encompassing all these other
formatting has changed. Format is changed. Reading is more actually than ever. Not all of them watching reels or anything. They consume a lot of news is coming in, snippet. It says that it will take only 30 seconds or 90 seconds to read content. So that tells me, yes, you start reading, within 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes you'll finish it. So while I'm traveling, while I got a small gap, so people use it actually, they read. But reading books has come down. That we need to accept that. People are not buying books. Honestly, going to a bookshop and searching for new books. In those days, I remember people go to bookstores like 𝗕𝗵𝗿𝗻. The storekeeper will be very knowledgeable. He will say, what are the new books? The moment you step in, they'll know what is your interest.
Yes, correct.
He will suggest there is a book. Then you buy that book, take home and read. Such things are all now completely vanishing.
So how are you going to rekindle this interest in books and in reading? How are you as a publisher going to try and make that happen again?
Yeah, I'm not seeing only as a publisher. I'm seeing as a responsible citizen, because the artificial intelligence is making a big wave, like tsunami. People are quite confused, because whatever that I have been doing now, the AI is doing. So where is my role here? What am I going to do? People say that, you have to develop your critical thinking. This is the phase where you have to develop your critical thinking. The critical thinking is unique to the human being. So to develop critical thinking, the easiest way, they say, is reading a book. There may be other things. The simplest is reading a book. They say to meditate or yoga, all that is very important to focus. But I would say book reading is the best exercise. Even in yoga, you will wander here and there. But when you're reading a book,
you can't. You have to kind of concentrate,
yes,
otherwise you're going to miss the plot.
Yes, even if you slip 1 second, you have to again go back and read it. So we have to teach our children, no matter whatever changes have happened, there are basic things we still continue to eat. Same way, if we eat for your stomach, similarly you have to eat for your brain.
Yes.
And traditionally the best method is a book.
Right. You are probably the only PhD in publishing, in the publishing world probably. So now I'm just wondering, how did that happen? Was it just a love of books, a love of reading because of your dad, or what? You do all sorts of things in this business.
Yes, very interestingly, there are quite a number of PhDs outside India, but in India I don't find any PhDs.
Yeah.
If anybody is there, they should correct me tomorrow. But as far as my knowledge, because I was doing a lot of research to find any work was already done, no. It was quite interesting when Kindle was introduced in 2010. Suddenly our business was lopsided because we are one of the oldest English publishing company in the country. The English publishers in Frankfurt also started suffering post Kindle stage. And I was wondering what would happen, because 11, 12, it was a very tough time actually. If my father were not a publisher, probably I would have become a teacher.
Okay.
Teaching is my passion actually.
Really?
Yes, since my father gave me publishing on a plate, I took it so easily. So immediately I thought I should become a professional teacher or a trainer. For that, PhD is important. So I found a teacher where I went and enrolled for intellectual property rights and all that. Then they said, it's very difficult field because you have to do a full time. Now can't do part time, and it's ever growing. Why don't you do it on your own field? Because that was the time the social media was emerging. So I thought that would be the right, how the social media would impact customer behavior.
Does it impact?
Yes, definitely. Today, social media impacts everything on your life. Anything to buy, somebody to endorse, right? There are, for anything, there are quite a number of choices. And social media today is definitely, it's very interesting. They say they also listen to us. We talk about something now, then later on you go and switch on your phone. You'll be surprised to see that whatever we have discussed, those products will be sold.
Right. But somehow I think it's not a very good reflection on us as a society that we need to always have somebody saying, this is very good, why don't you go for it, or that's very good. I'm not very happy with that.
That's right, but the traditional newspapers, advertisements also was like that at some point of time. But the course of time, we also trial and error, we make mistakes, but then we slowly get endorsed. In those days, the movie reviews played a big role in magazines. Then social media, everybody who watched a movie became a reviewer.
Yes.
But now we slowly start adopting to a particular company or particular person. I can trust this person.
Right. Now, in your business, which is the genre of books that does the best? Is there any particular subject or topic that is the most popular?
Interestingly, when my father started, the focus was more on textbooks. When he passed away in 1999, when the company was handed over to us, 70% of our revenue came from textbooks. Textbooks is books meant for college and school students. Then I moved on to general books. So I thought we should have our portfolio 50-50 at least. Then in 2004, the first time I visited Frankfurt. So then we found a lot of interesting books available throughout the world. So we purchased the imprinting rights and brought out in India. So between 2005 and 2011 was really a great period. That time our non-textbooks, general, we call it trade books.
Trade books.
Trade books percentage was up 70-75%. Then again, as I mentioned earlier, this Kindle and other things, internet popularity. So such books also were not in big demand. So today we publish, interestingly the technology has changed, print on demand. So today we publish on every genre, fiction, non-fiction,
Okay.
everything.
In the world, really. Where does Indian publishing stand?
See, if you see English language publishing, India is the third largest after
Third
US.
largest.
Yes.
That's because of our population.
See, unfortunately, the figures we talk about in India, it includes the textbooks also. Textbooks means everybody who goes to school buy a book. So the reading habit, they say that in India is dwindling, but actually the per capita consumption of reading, India is in par with the United States of America. But again, these figures include textbooks. But what?
That's not counted then. If
Yeah,
it
then it was difficult. We don't have, unfortunately, in India, no proper research was done either by Publishers Association or government on this on a very regular basis. Very recently, something has been done by Federation of Indian Publishers, but this has to be done regularly. As of now, I would say from the way the book fairs are happening, the crowds are happening, it's all dwindling. So I always ask people, when did you buy book last time? I have not said, heard anybody saying that I just bought a week back and all. Yeah, very interestingly, one lady came to my office for an editor position. Then I asked about her life and all. She said she got married, and I said, "Oh, how much did you spend for dresses?" So she was telling, this is for the dress. I asked so many questions about the money they spent. Then I asked, "Did you buy any book in the last 6 months?" She said, "No." I said, "As an editor in a publishing house, you should be a reader. Maybe yes, you're preoccupied with the wedding. What about prior to that?" She said, "Not much." Then I said, the even during the interesting or tough times, we never forget to eat.
Right.
Even some calamity has happened at the house.
You still eat. Yes,
Still
that's
we
true.
eat. That's what happened.
That's true. That's valid.
My uncle passed away a few days back.
Yeah.
Of course, 85 plus, 87, 80. So, in such places, it is more like a celebration of his life than
Yes, of course, indeed.
condolence. So everybody was keen that you should have finished your meal tomorrow. Everybody was talking about them. So whether it's a pleasurable situation or unfortunate situation, we never forget to eat. Similarly, whether you are busy with your wedding or anything, you should read a book. That should be part of your life.
All I know is that I cannot get to sleep unless I have read something. I have had to read a book or a magazine or something like that.
That's why we don't see today, correspondents like Jennifer Arul today in the world.
Well,
unfortunately, most of them are, I'm very sorry to say
Yes.
that, the way we see today, the reporters and, they're all quite off-baked actually.
Yeah.
There were times we used to have today the top-notch editors or correspondents, they come and buy books.
That's true. We'd always try to get what's the latest. Let me read who's saying what about what,
Exactly.
etc. Tell me about these book fairs that I don't go to very many because they always just seem too vast. And it kind of troubles me that I've got to spend, I can't afford the whole day. So I just find that that's a bit of a problem. But what do you think about these book fairs that go on?
Quite disappointing, because there were times we used to make good money selling books there. Nowadays we don't get good crowd at all.
Really?
Yes, people, they come there because it's like a ritual. Whether did you go to book fair, that's all. But we don't find people buying in a lot. In those days when it was held at 𝗀𝗷 College at Anna Salai,
Yes.
I remember people celebrate actually. They come with the food, eat there, buy. Their two hands will be full of bags. Such kind of things are not happening these days. A number of publishers, number of stalls have increased considerably, about 800, 900 stalls. Nobody can walk all those stalls, and
Right.
nobody is quite happy about this because simple people are not buying.
So how are you going to tempt them back to a book? How are you going to tempt them to come to the fair? What are you going to do about this? Does the government help you do this?
Yes, government, I should say that they are quite proactive on this because the Tamil books are directly linked to the state government. State
Yes.
government is quite proactive. When this government came 4 years back, they said, we don't encourage bouquets and garlands and shawls. They said, give me a book. So that definitely helped
It's a
a
nice
lot.
way of putting
Yes,
it, isn't
so
it?
quite a number of publishers, it helped actually book. Then the two proactive measures they have done, which no state in the country has ever attempted. One is International Book Fair.
Oh, that's going to be new then?
Yes, Chennai International Book Fair. It's like Frankfurt Book Fair. They started doing it in Chennai.
Haven't we ever had one or not at all?
No, we had. This is the
Okay.
4th edition. It's going to happen in this January, mid-Jan. So they invite publishers and literary agents from different parts of the world, and they come here. It's more business to business, B2B. So where publishers like us go and present our books to them, Tamil or English books published in India. So if they are interested, they will buy the rights for those books and go and publish in their language. It can be anything. It need not be always German or French.
Right.
It can be a Latvian. It can be anything. Government is supporting. If the book is selected, the translation grant government offers.
Okay.
And also government spends huge money to bring them here. They are not coming on their own.
Okay, so next question I was going to ask you, is it expensive for you as a publisher to have a presence at these exhibitions, whether it's the Frankfurt Book Fair or wherever it is, or whether it's within India, within Chennai? Is it expensive?
Yeah, but Chennai International Book Fair, we don't put any stall there. We are
Why?
Because it is only for the international publishers. So we go and meet them.
Okay.
So that's how it happens. If I want, I can take a table and sit there. But rather than I go and meet 20, 30 people from different parts of the world. So it's easy for me to spend half an hour with you and another half an hour next.
Yes.
So that's not expensive. But going to places like Frankfurt, yes, of course it is expensive. But if you make a trip regularly, because international trade is basically built on the trust and confidence.
Oh, okay.
They should see you, not just sending an email, you get it. So for that you need to invest. Once you invest, definitely in the long run one will reap benefits. So we are one of the beneficiaries of this international trade. Thanks to the government of Tamil Nadu, because we are able to meet so many of them every year. Last 3 years, I might have met about 150 to 170.
So this is why when I called you the other day, you were actually in Amsterdam. Had you gone for something like this, may I ask?
Amsterdam, unfortunately, was not part of my business trip. So yes, I was at Frankfurt. So now government is now first time help publishers to participate at such fairs.
They are encouraging?
Encouraging, and they're going to offer money also.
Ah,
See,
that's a good incentive, isn't
yes,
it?
Definitely. Taking a stall there is not a very easy. So it's quite expensive. The government said, we will offer you the stall there. And they are also ready to pay us one-way fare.
That's not bad at all.
Yes.
So how much would it cost to actually, in a local fair, how much would it cost for you to have a stall there?
In the local, the one which you probably would have visited,
Yes.
Chennai Book Fair.
Yeah, just the book
fair. It is
fair.
as low as one stall is 10 to 15,000 rupees.
Can they recover that money?
Yes, they do, but nowadays they are finding it difficult. Some of them. We take a 4 stall. 4 stall is because
What does that mean?
4 means 4 units.
4 blocks.
4
okay,
blocks.
4 blocks.
So
Okay.
4 blocks is not 40,000. It comes to close to a lakh of rupee. Because the single stall is for everybody, no matter, even a small time publisher can also afford to pay and get it. But when you go for bigger stalls, you pay more. So we spend about a lakh of rupee and 10 days manpower, everything you count. Yes, we do. See, some of us, we are able to make a good money because brand also is very, very important.
Okay.
In
yes.
such 600, 800, when the people see some known names.
Known names, yes.
Because we were traditionally textbook publishers. People who had done their college would have definitely at some point of time used our book. So they know, hey, Emerald, so they walk. So like that, about 25, 30 people, publishers with a good brand name, they always make that money.
Okay.
But rest of them are very difficult.
Right. I'd like to ask you one simple question. Do you find a lot of authors writing to you and saying, publish my work, look at it, or whatever? Does that happen a lot? Are you chased by the authors? No?
That may be my father's time, but now there is a very, very famous saying in Tamil. You find more writers than a reader. So today we have a lot of readers are emerging thanks to social media, like Facebook. People start writing in the Facebook, so they quickly then elevate and they wanted to publish their book. So quite a number of writers are there today. There's no problem.
But I've seen on travel, during travels, that for instance in the US, every single person is writing a book, publishing a book, doing something like that. But we don't seem to have that sort of culture. Is it?
It is happening in Tamil. I don't know about other languages.
Not in English much, is it?
Not in English much, but of course, if you see if you see proportionately compared to other places, yes, it is happening in English also.
Oh, is it?
Because now people,
I stand corrected.
People, as you said today, that publishing their book in Tamil is fast emerging. Everybody today wants to have their book, even a doctor, because it gives authenticity. The moment if I bring out a book connected with my professional experiences, if I'm a lawyer, I bring out a book on case laws and other things.
Right.
Automatically, people think it's a very learned and such an image is very.
This guy should know about it, right?
Exactly.
He should know, he or she.
I can talk something and go now.
Yes, right.
Of course, you are recording, but if I write something, if there is no authenticity, then I'll get into trouble. So for that, I need to do some research.
So I think on a final note, what I'd really like to say is that just like in television or in any other media, if you are somebody who's already known, then you will be believed. Am I getting this right? I'm just thinking.
You are right. That's true with everything. That's what we call it as branding.
That's right. So
why branding is nothing but a trust. Yes.
So Emerald Publishing obviously has a very deep trust to be going for 42 years. And on that very happy note, I want to say thank you to you, Oli, very, very much indeed. I know it's been tough for you to get to my studio today, but I really do appreciate it. And I hope we will meet again. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Well, it was great having Oli here in my studio because I think he's given me a wonderful picture of what's happening in his own industry. And I hope that you at home have enjoyed listening to both of us talking. I think I'd like to wish him all the very best in his future endeavors in the publishing industry. And for you out there, maybe you should go out and buy a book because I think that will do wonders for all of us. So until the next time, don't forget to keep watching us on Going Beyond every weekend. Bye for now.